think that we can build on the successes that all the past Secretary of States have put in place, and I think we can make it more convenient and lower cost.
Ruth Johnson is willing to give up her elected position as Oakland County Clerk to take a chance on becoming Secretary of State, even though that would mean a 20% cut in pay.
I'm actually leaving a job that there's no term limits to and actually pays more because they reduce the pay at the state level starting January 1st for the Secretary of State significantly.
Some people would say, why in the world would you do that?
Because I can make a difference, because I know I can make customer convenience easier and better. At the same time, cutting costs, just like I've done at Oakland County. We've cut $1 million out of our budget. We've cut over 20% of the staff. And at the same time, we've received 14 national awards for such things as customer convenience, cutting costs, ID protection, innovation, and voter integrity. I want to bring that to the state, to the whole state, not just the county here.
Very few people would want to make less money at a job that they probably could continue to have for a while, especially with your background. So you're kind of taking a chance.
Yes, I'm very committed, and I really feel like I can be part of Michigan's turnaround.
Johnson wants to cut red tape at all Secretary of State offices and eliminate fees like the dreaded driver's responsibility fee.
It's so important to do that. It's so hard on families right now, like the driver's responsibility fees. It really has caused a crisis for many people in the state. We have about 25% of the people right now driving without insurance. And part of that is because of the driver's responsibility fees. They're draconian, they're double dipping, they're unfair. They can add up to be $10,000 for young people and others. It's a regressive tax, really. I voted against it in the House when I was there, spoke against it, and now I might have the opportunity to actually remove it, and I look forward to that. And the other thing is voter integrity. What's more important than that? Making sure everyone can have their voice heard if they're a citizen, and making sure that there's not fraud and abuse in the system. And I've had experience in the trenches, so to speak, as the county clerk. I can bring that to Lansing. I know how people can make it unfair for other people. I know how to stop it. I've got some ideas like an election crimes unit so that we can make sure that we can take care of problems so that they don't go on and spread. It's kind of like putting paint on a table. When there's fraud, it spreads. We need to stop it dead in its tracks. So an election crimes unit, we would look at the crimes that are committed or allegations and make sure we get them stopped. It's just against everything that's American to cheat in elections, to try to disenfranchise anybody. Or like in E-Course, they found the officials there were convicted of elections crime. And in Benton Harbor, they had to redo the election because of the corruption. We have 102.54% of the electorate registered to vote in the state, the eligible electorate. That's a problem. It's got to be fixed. And then recently we had the fake Tea Party for no other purpose than to try to deceive voters. It's just really shameful.
You happen to be a Republican.
I am.
Yeah. Do you think that your party comes into play in this election?
I think both parties are going to come into play. When I was on the Board of Commissioners, both parties voted for me unanimously to be their vice chair. When I was in the House of Representatives, the vast majority of my bills were co-sponsored by Democrats. And I worked with Carmela Saboff, she's the clerk of Macomb County, and Kathy Garrett of Wayne County. They're both great to work with. And when I found out that our troops serving overseas didn't have an opportunity, didn't have the time to get their ballots back, I called them up and asked for help. And they were first people there for lots of meetings and lots of talking on the phone, and we put together a plan. And I'm so happy to report that this November will be the first time that our troops overseas will actually have the time to vote. Only 41% had their ballots counted in the last presidential primary. Isn't that something? It makes me angry even just talking about it, but we've got it fixed, and that's a bipartisan effort. We agreed that 20% of the things we're not going to agree on, but 80% we are. I call it the 80-20 plan. We go for the 80%.
For Democracy 2010, I'm Val Clark, Channel 7 Action News.